In the previous lesson, we have learned how to create basic animation. In this lesson, we will talk about shape layers. What are shape layers and what they can do for us while creating our motion graphic project. Okay, at the first, let's create new composition for ourselves. Composition, new composition, name it shape, and all the setting is good except this duration. Change it to 10 and click OK. Create your solid, go to new and create new solid. Change the color to something like yellowish or anything you want. How to create shapes? The first way for creating shape is to go in toolbars and select ellipse tool and start drawing your shapes. Oh, this is gonna make a problem for us. Why? Because these are not shapes. These are masks you see in here. And we want to create shapes. Why it's make to masks? Most of the After Effects users, when they are firstly use After Effects, they will occur with this problem while creating shapes. You will face with this problem when you select your layers while creating your shapes. Okay, delete this mask and deselect your layer, and from here start drawing your first shape. Selection tool, you can select it and grab it in your scene. And okay, the first settings that are very important is the fill and the stroke. You can change the color of your shapes in here, for example this, and the stroke, the amount of stroke that your shape will has. You can change it in here, or if you don't want shapes, you can also change it to 0. Okay, you see the letter button called add in here, and these are all the list of shape tools that you have inside of After Effects. You can create it from here, and also you can create from this toggle button to continents, ellipse tool, and transforms, fill, strokes, and other stuffs. And you see the add button here also. Okay, let's talk about the transformation tools of the shapes and what are the difference between this transformation and this transformation. Actually, these are not any big and huge difference between this transformation of shape tools with the layer tools transformation properties. The very little difference between these two transformation properties that the shape itself transformation value is measured according to the shapes itself, and the transformation in the layer properties is measured according to the actual scene. For example, the shape's position in here is this value, but in the layer properties is this value. Actual shape value is this value, and this is not the actual shape value transformation. And you can also change the position from here and from here. The very little changes that we will face in shape tools transformation is the skew and skew axis. You can create these types of changing to your shape tools and create the angle, and there's not any other difference between these and these. Okay, let's talk about some other tools for shape. The first things that are very important is the gradient fill and gradient stroke. You can also add another layers of fill and stroke for your shapes for changing your layer, and gradient fill and gradient stroke is same like fill and stroke, but these are all have more than one color. For example, if I choose gradient fill, you can come in here and choose edit your gradient, and you can add more than one color to your shape. You see, and you can change the ending point and a starting point from here. And also, same like the gradient fill and gradient stroke, you can also add the more than one color to your stroke also. If you click in here, choose your color, for example this, and change the stroke weight and change the point. Okay, and put it in here above of fill, because when you put it in here, the fill is affected to your gradient stroke. Okay, You can change the ending point, starting point, and these kind of stuff. Change the skew of this shape to 0 and the gradient stroke. Also, there's one other thing that remains, that you can add dashes to your shapes. You see that it has these kind of dashes, and you can change the value to get desired effect. You can animate also this. You see these stopwatch icon near to dash and offset. The other important option is the repeater. You can repeat your shapes hundreds of copies or more than hundreds of copies with this tool. You see, you can transform each of copies in different values. For example, if I want to create an animation like this, I can just click on the stopwatch and go to endpoint and change the position, choose my keyframe interpolation to easy ease, and click run preview. You see, you can just create amazing animation with these shape tools. And you can also create another animations and different animation with this tool. Just mix these tools with each other to achieve great looks. Okay, delete transform repeater and go to term pad. Another tool that is very important in shape tools is terms pad. You can create wipe animation or an starting and ending of your shapes, for example, like this. You can animate like this and offset. You can change the types of term like individually or simultaneously. If I change it individually, you see that it's like this, and if I change to simultaneously, it's changed and like this. In the next video, we will talk about more shape tools and what we can do with that shape tools inside of After Effects.